I'm going on a trip, but I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I have only one condition in mind. It has to be less than 2 hours from London. Turns out there are a bunch of cities that fit the bill, but only one of them caught my eye. I know this is last minute, but a 1.5 hour train ride back and forth costing £104 just felt outrageous. For a second, I thought of going somewhere else, but after a quick search, I found out that if I take a train that departs an hour later, it would be cheaper, which is still expensive, but now that I live in London, I've learned to accept how expensive things are here. But I think waiting an hour to start my trip was actually a blessing because at this point, I didn't feel excited about my trip at all. I just felt scared. Scared because I didn't really know anything about the city I was about to go to. And I don't feel comfortable with uncertainty, even though my life has been flooded with uncertainty since I moved to London. So while I was waiting, I opened Google Maps and clicked through attractions, cafes, and parks. And of course, I went on YouTube and watched other people's trips. By the time my train arrived, I had a rough plan of what I wanted to do on this trip, and that made me feel calm. The first place I wanted to visit in Bath was a park called Prior Park.
The water fountain.
That sounds good. So that's drinking water.
Within just a few minutes of walking inside, I was in awe of how beautiful this place was. It looked like something straight out of a movie scene. I don't think I've ever had a picnic in a more beautiful place my entire life. This moment alone felt like it was worth coming to Bath. I wanted to stay here forever, but it was already 2 p.m. and I only had 6 hours left to see the rest of the city. My second stop in Bath was the Roman Baths. I feel like when you travel somewhere, you have to visit at least one historical attraction. This museum had a bigger collection than I expected. They give everyone an audio guide, and I spent about an hour and a half here, and I think it's worth visiting. The part I found most interesting was the curse tablets. Almost 2,000 years ago, people who visited the baths would also go to the temple here where they worshiped the goddess Sulis Minerva, and they would write curses on a metal sheet and throw it in the water as a prayer for justice. And the content of these curses was quite funny. For example, one was from someone whose clothes were stolen while they were in the bath. And it just felt so human knowing that even nearly 2,000 years ago, people were stealing, and others were upset enough to write an angry note about it. Up until now, I thought London was pretty, but that was before I went to Bath. I said "so beautiful" in Korean out loud at least 20 times this day. It's such a gorgeous city, and I'm honestly jealous of people who live here. For dinner, I spotted a Nepalese restaurant, and I never had Nepalese food before, so I decided to try it. The UK definitely has a wider variety of cuisines from different countries compared to Korea, so I want to try as many as I can while I'm here. When I think back to the start of this trip, I remember feeling uneasy because I wasn't prepared and I didn't know what to expect about this trip. But unexpectedly, this trip gave me so much peace and comfort. I'm still far from being the kind of person who can fully embrace uncertainty, but I feel like a kid who is learning to be braver little by little. And I'm grateful I had the chance to experience a day like this in such a beautiful city.